I've been just sitting here, thinking again. Sorry, I can't stop myself. This is Sunday, and I have decided I'm gonna raise my prices on these. These file knives, they take so much more work to make than regular knives. And the thing is, there's no way to get around the amount of work I have to put in these, because if I don't, the handles, the epoxy won't stick. So I have to get all these ridges and indentations clean, and it takes a wire wheel, and that was a 6-inch wire wheel. So that's how much I've used just in the 6 file knives I've made so far. And a lot more work. I wouldn't say double the work, but the prep work to get them to the point of getting handles on them and shaping the handles is, double the work of regular steel. So I am going to come up on my prices. I've been getting $185 for these. Now, granted, I've gotten these for free, but I'm going to make the next batch, the person who sent me these knives, the next batch, I'm going to make him a knife out of it. So, they're, essentially not free. I'll be paying for it with a knife. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to go up to. It's going to be above $200. I'm thinking 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and I think that's fair based on the amount of additional work it takes to make these and make them well. I don't know how else to word that without sounding like somebody who thinks their work is worth more than it is. But I have to be realistic about the amount of time I put into these. And I can't charge for these what I charge for my other knives that I make out of steel. It's much easier to work with and to get to the handle part. Once I get the handles epoxied on, it's a piece of cake after that. It's shaping the handles and, the final buff on the blade. I mean, it's just like my normal knives that I make out of normal steel. But to get them to the putting handles on part is easily twice the work as it is just using regular steel. I do like these, and I like the way they turn out, and I realize that I'm not likely to sell many if I go up on my prices that high, but I have to be realistic about my time, and so that is my new price on these. And I don't usually discuss prices, but after these 3, don't get me wrong, I'm not raising my price on these 3, but after these 3, I'm going to go up to $225 on these file knives, and you've seen how they look. Everyone will look like that, and every one you will be able to take in the woods and baton or beat on it in any way you like. And on top of that, they take a lot of leather. This is my biggest sheath that I make, and they take a lot of leather. And actually, I got to buy more leather because I've made so many sheaths for these lately that it's just ate up my leather. So everything about them is more expensive. Okay, one more. This is my last knife I gotta clean up, and then I start sanding and buffing all over again. And I'm thinking I can get the handles on all of them today. And the reason I have to take the wire brush is because when I quench these, the oil gets caked and baked into these grooves. And I have to take the wire wheel and clean all those grooves back out. You know what? I think I forgot to do this side. Let me check. Yes, I did. I got to get my wire wheel back out. See the difference between from here up is where I got this side, and I didn't get it from here down. And you see all the baked on gooky stuff in there? All that's got to come out, and the only way to do it is to wire wheel it. See the direction these are going this way? I have to wire wheel it this way and then come back and wire wheel it this way. So and then before I can even work on any of these, I have to anneal these. which is heat them up. First, I got to heat my forge up as hot as I can possibly get it, and I let it run for about a half an hour. And then I stick a file in there, and the file has to get red hot, non-magnetic, 1450 degrees around there. And I have to hold it there for a couple of minutes. And then I shut my forge off, and I block the ends of the forge off. And they have to sit in there all day long. So they reduce in temperature very slowly. And actually what I do is I do it in the late afternoon and close it up. And, you know, they have all night to cool down. So that's another part that's very time consuming, uses an awful lot of my propane. And, you know, the forge has a limited life. And if I'm using it twice on one knife, that's, you know, an added expense I have to consider. Plus, they're still really hard. They're workable. I can cut it on my bandsaw after that, after they're annealed. But I go through here's an example. That's how many belts, this belt and that belt, and this belt here hanging up. That's 3 belts for 3 knives. And each belt is about $8. So, that's my point. I don't know why I feel guilty raising my prices, and why I feel like I have to explain it, but I am, so I don't feel so bad about going up on these prices. The expense of making these is a lot more. The time is a lot more, so I won't mention it again. But let me get my wire wheel back out, and here, this is what they got to end up looking like. And now I got to put them back on the buffer. And the buffer will take the last few little crumbs of schmutz out there. I just don't want all that stuff on my buffers. So let me get the wire wheel out and I'll get this one cleaned up. As a matter of fact, I'll put you on the tripod here and I'll let you watch me do that. I gotta come on this side and put the wheel this way. You won't be able to see it. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. And the only way to get that stuff out of there is with the wire wheel. I'm thinking about, if I do end up making a lot of these, what I'm going to do is I have another bench grinder. And I think I will put a wire wheel on that. And because a stationary bench grinder with my hands on this would be a lot easier than what I've got going right now with an angle grinder with a wire wheel on it. Okay, I'm going to start sanding now. I'm starting at 500, and then I'm going to go up to 600, 800, put them back on the buffer, And then acetone the ever-loving crap out of them, because there's no way I can have any oil in here or the epoxy won't stick. So let's get to sanding. Oh my God, my arms are killing me. All right, we are sanded up to 800 on each knife. $800. Now I go to the buffing room, I buff the snot out of them, and let me tell you another little thing I've been thinking about. If you get tired of me talking, just let me know. I'll shut up. Somebody who comments on my videos, every video, and has become a friend through email, has become a friend over the years. Well, he sent me something, a video. And it's something that I wouldn't normally search for or look for. And no, it wasn't porn or anything like that. But it was a girl in a bikini and a girl in a skimpy little dress driving a truck. Well, I don't go and look for stuff like that. And I don't want people sending me stuff like that, because, I mean, if I die tomorrow, I don't want my wife to go looking through my email and to find stuff like that in my email and think differently of me. I'm an old guy. That's just not stuff I go looking for anymore. I'm not going to say I never eyeballed young girls when I was a young man, but I'm an old guy now, and I have a different view on people and their bodies and their right to be respected. And so I emailed them back politely. My wording was, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't send me stuff like this. I don't want to die and have my wife find this kind of stuff in my email. That's pretty honest and straightforward. Well, apparently that offended the guy, because he hasn't been commenting on my videos. He didn't email me back. No offense, man. I just, I couldn't have been more polite about it. I don't know. I mean, I don't want that kind of stuff in my email, because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a prude, but I have finally achieved the age where my hormones don't make me do shit that I wouldn't be happy to do in front of my wife, okay? That's all there is to it. I love my wife, I respect my wife, and I don't go looking at scantily clad women, and I don't want that kind of stuff on my computer should I die. It's just that simple. So I'm sorry if I offended you, but you're my age. I can't believe you're... Anyway, to each his own, and I have a right to ask people not to send me that kind of stuff. I didn't... that shouldn't be offensive or bother anybody. Anyway, let me... I think I'm gonna drink a cup of coffee. I got the beginnings of a sore throat. I wonder why. I hope I'm not getting sick. Wuhan! Wuhan! So, no hard feelings to the gentleman that emailed me that. I don't know why that would bother you, that I asked you not to send me that kind of stuff anymore, but apparently it did. You're welcome back to comment on my videos. There's no hard feelings at all, unless the hard feelings are on your end, because I asked you not to send me stuff like that anymore. And I can't understand why that would offend you. Who knows? But life goes on. Sorry about that. You okay? Bumped your head? So I'm going to get a cup of coffee, drink it, pet, security dog, and then get to buffing these. And by the end of the day, I'll have the handles on them. And then once I start the handle work, I got to do them one at a time. And the reason is these pins are not identical in each knife. I mean, they could be off, a 1/16 of an inch one way or another. And that makes a huge difference when you're trying to get the bottom handle and then the pin and then the knife over those pins and then the next handle on top of the pins. And if they're not exact, it sure throws the whole ball game off. And it makes a difference the end product, you can see that I had to force them together. So anyway, here we go. Coffee, buffing, and then handles. All right, number 2. Drink a little water, because it is hot in that buffing room. This is the only room that I have AC in. Drink a little water and then go put the buff on that last one. All right, there's number 3. Beginning to think about putting handles on tomorrow. It is about 1 in the afternoon. I've been out here all morning, and I've been at it. I've only drank 1 cup of coffee and petted my dog once. So where is my dog? So I've been working nonstop on these for about 5 days. So I do believe I'm going to take the rest of the day off. It is Sunday, and I think my wife is going to want me to go shopping tomorrow. We went to town the other day to buy all our groceries, and the prices scared us so much we only bought about half what we needed and came home and then realized we didn't have things like eggs and a whole bunch of other stuff that we really needed, but the price of things are really gone up. So I think I'm going to put these handles on tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm whooped. I put a lot of work in on these knives, and so I'm taking the rest of the day off. It's 1 o'clock. I feel an eyelid light leak inspection coming on, okay? I will see you tomorrow. Have a good Sunday, y'all. Well, it'll be Monday when you see this, but today's Sunday, so you have a good Monday. I'm going to have a good rest of my Sunday.